So I just landed in LA and feel like totally overwhelmed with emotion and thoughts. And God, just looking out that window at like Santa Monica and the mountains and everything that's led me to this moment, and just wanting to impart to you the power of your dreams and the power of visualization specifically. You know, I truly believe that you can create more success, more forward momentum, more growth, get it closer to your goals with an hour or even 10 minutes of feeling what you are going for, and living it and seeing it and breathing it, and but most importantly feeling it. You can create more growth and more forward momentum towards your goals in that 10 minutes than you could from 6 months of grinding trying to get there. Now, that's not to say I don't grind, I don't hustle, I don't work really hard, because I do. But so many people I feel like miss out on the fact that like the balance to my grind comes from that morning time or that evening time or that ride time from the airport, where I just like go inward and I see it and I feel it and I step into it. And I did that before I got anywhere. And I've told this story maybe once before, but it is crazy powerful, and I'm probably going to kind of butcher it because it's kind of complicated. But many years ago, I used to live in California, and now I live in Charleston, South Carolina. And when I moved to Charleston, as much as I wanted to be on the East Coast, I, for years, struggled with being in Charleston. I wanted to be there, but I knew that I kind of fit in California, and it was like my heart was just torn in two. And I couldn't figure out the solution because my husband's business was in Charleston. There was no way of leaving Charleston, and I didn't really want to leave Charleston. I knew that's where I wanted to raise a family, but I wasn't happy. And so many years ago, in a moment of meditation, just sitting there, I don't even know if I was consciously thinking about this like tug of war. I mean, it was just something that went on within me for years. I was given this thought, like I always think of it like a droplet of water just going bloop, like coming into my head. I was given this thought that, what if I got a job that was based in Southern California and I could fly back and forth for work? And I remember thinking, and this is where most people shrug it off, right? I remember thinking like, that's insane, but oh my God, that's totally a solution. Like that is the solution. Like I could rationalize going back and forth to Southern California if I had to for work, and everything that I ever want to do in my life is on the West Coast, because it's just been like, it's always been my path to kind of, find what's here and bring it there, because we're so far behind the times on the East Coast. And so it really was a solution. And anybody that I told that idea to would think I was crazy. First of all, I'd only worked for myself and taught Pilates for 15 years. So what in the world was I going to do? And I started Googling for days. I started Googling like companies, health companies, nutrition companies, like anything in Southern California. And of course, I came up totally empty-handed. And then about a year later, I had fallen into this coaching thing. I wasn't really into coaching because I swore I would never do that. And just so happened to be that my random coach, who was just a friend of a friend, she lived in San Diego. She had this big team in San Diego. And I was sitting there during my meditation one day, a year later, and my eyes like popped open and I gasped out loud, and I thought, I didn't even try to go get this. It's actually in my life already. Like my whole team is based in Southern California. At the time, I didn't realize, or I don't know if I knew or I didn't think about it, that the company is actually based in Santa Monica. How insane is that, you guys? I didn't go after it. It came into fruition in my life because I desired it so deeply. And now I'm here multiple times a year, flying back and forth, and like flying into Santa Monica or flying into LAX just 45 minutes ago. And being here, it's like, gosh, if people understood the power of your mind and the power of intention, it is so powerful and it feels so damn good. It's like, it truly is the most powerful thing. I remember listening to this Jim Carrey video or interview. I've actually listened to it a million times. And he talks about before he was an actor, you know, he used to drive up to the top of Mulholland Drive and sit there and just feel it. Feel that he was getting the calls from the agents. Feel that he was, you know, getting the check for $10 million. Feel that he was just like, yeah, you know, I'm there, and this is happening. And this is when he was like, you know, working odd jobs and not getting paid anything as an actor. And he at the time wrote himself a check for $10 million for acting services rendered and put it in his wallet. And at the time of the interview, well, this was years after Dumb and Dumber, but he had gotten paid, I don't know how many years after that, but he'd gotten paid $10 million for Dumb and Dumber. The power of your mind, it's so much bigger than you realize. And again, like, it feels so good to step into that space, you know. So often we sit there and want, and we sit there and desire, and when we're in the want and we're in the desire, we're attracting more want and we're attracting more desire. We're not actually attracting it. So you have to step into the space of being there, of having arrived in whatever you want to create, the relationship, the job, the friendships, the income, whatever it is. Step in and be that and feel it. And that's when it happens. The power of what you feel is so big. You know, I was writing on the plane the whole time, and I was like writing. And because I'm putting something together, and I just wanted to say, like, there's all these tips for like how to be successful and how to create this and how to create that, and, you know, not to judge, and to, you know, all these different things. And I was like, the only thing that needs to be in this book is your emotional state. If you stay in an emotional good state, you will attract amazing things into your life. It is single-handedly the most important thing you can do. You know, I got to the airport, people complaining everywhere. You know, oh, Americans are the worst with the luggage. Oh, you know, this airline that, the traffic this, the traffic that, the smog this. I was like, oh my gosh, people. Like, we live in such negative states and we are completely unconscious of it. We are completely unconscious of it. We have to wake up. We have to wake up and flip the script and see all the good, see all the gifts. Know that life happens for you, not to you. I knew if my luggage didn't come, I sat there forever. And I was like, you know what? My luggage doesn't show up. It's all happening for me. There's some reason it'll show up later tonight. No worries. You know, like, no worries. Like, it takes a lot to rattle me out of a positive state. It really does. You have to really lean into what's going on in your head and the stories that are playing, because we are so quick to jump on that negative train and allow others to take us down the track with them. Don't do it. So stay positive, lean in, feel it, live it, be it, and the world is your oyster. Bye, guys.